Yes, thank you. Is this on?
If the button is up, it's
Hello. Okay, thank you. Thank you. My name is Dr. Jennifer Roback Morse. I'm the president of the Ruth Institute, which is a project of the National Organization for Marriage. Almost 2 years ago, I came to this place to plead with you not to remove the gender requirement from marriage. I predicted that children would have 3 legal parents, that custody disputes would involve 3 or more adults. I predicted greater attacks on religious liberty for those who resist the war against the gendered nature of the human body. I predicted the systematic removal of gendered language from the law. No more husbands and wives, only spouses. No more mother and father, only parent 1 and parent 2. All of these things have come to pass in other places. Tonight, I have returned. You will little note nor long remember what I say here. The rich people in our country have decided that we're going to have same-sex marriage, and you will do what you have come to do. So tonight I have a few more predictions. Some of you are in this fight for power, and some for love. For those of you who are in it for the power, I predict that even if you do not have enough votes this time, you will continue to come back until you do. I predict that you will continue to remove any recognition of sex differences from the law. The very bill you're considering tonight replaces husbands and wives and leaves only parties. Banning a father-daughter dance will seem like child's play by the time you and your allies are done using the law to purge every last hint of sex differences from society. I predict you'll grow more aggressive in attacking the natural bonds between parents and children. You'll continue to blur the distinction between parent and non-parent. But some excluded fathers will want a relationship with their children. Some mothers will find that sharing their child with another woman will be far more difficult than they expected. And some children will want to know their missing parent. No matter, genderless marriage commits the state to taking sides against the natural parent and the natural relationship and in favor of the socially constructed relationship. I predict that you will block any meaningful reform of the IVF industry. The IVF industry is guilty of grotesque exploitation of the poor by the rich, including the outsourcing of surrogacy to India. I predict that you will turn a blind eye to this and other abuses. I predict you will follow Quebec in its attempts to prohibit the belief that heterosexuality is normal. Wiping out a belief in something that is actually true will certainly open up vast vistas of government involvement in civil society. Redefining marriage opens the door to increases in government power that could never be achieved any other way. I do not know if any of these things are your intent or your wish, but I predict they will be the outcome, the logical result of the marriage policy you are considering today. For those of you who are in it for the love, I have a few predictions for you too. Many of us in the marriage movement are survivors of earlier phases of the sexual revolution. We found that it didn't work for us. The hookups, divorce, single motherhood, marital infidelity, cohabitation, as well as the contraception and abortion that made it all appear to be possible. Only a few of us were wise enough to see from the beginning that this would end badly. And those who did see it drew on the wisdom of the ancient Christian churches that take a far longer view of things than most people do. It would be astonishing if the steps you're contemplating tonight will work any better for you than the earlier stages worked for us. I predict that it won't make you happy. Not redefining marriage, not the attempts to smother sex differences and biological connections, not the further suppression of churches, religious organizations, and faith-filled private citizens. If normalizing homosexual activity were going to make you happy, it would have done so long ago. You would not be so desperate today for affirmation from strangers. And if any of you come to realize that the sexual revolution has been one empty promise after another, we will embrace you. We will welcome you to our ragtag ranks of refugees, defectors, and displaced persons from the great social civil war of our time. Perhaps I will be mistaken and you will never have a moment's doubt for the rest of your lives. In that case, I'm sorry to say we must continue to oppose you to try to contain the damage that we believe you're doing. And even if we should lose this particular fight on this particular evening, we shall not flag or fail. We shall go on to the end. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength on the airwaves. We shall defend our beliefs, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight in the churches. We shall fight in the ballot box. We shall fight in the schools and in the courts. We shall fight on the web. We shall never surrender. And as for me, I shall sleep soundly tonight, knowing that I have done my duty to God and my country and to future generations. And with that, I wish all of you a good night.
Thank you, Ms. Roback Morse. Question?